Welcome to Dark Water Rising. This is the second part of Chapter 1, and we're going to pick up on page 10, about halfway down the page, right after Kate is asking Papa about Ezra. Papa says, "But colored folk aren't much different." I stared at him. I hadn't been around many coloreds either, but I'd never heard Papa say anything unkind about them. Others, maybe, but not Papa. I watched him smile at Kate and felt his words sour inside me. I tossed a quick glance at Ezra. He'd surely heard, but the man never blinked an eye. I squeezed into the carriage next to Matt, and Uncle Nate called out to Archer, urging the horse south down Rosenberg, right into the Gulf breeze. The scent of sweaty animals gave way to sweet salt air, and the clap of hooves on the woven paving blocks set up a rhythm that made me feel like I was still on the train. We crossed Strand Avenue, the greatest banking and finance center between New Orleans and San Francisco, Uncle Nate boasted. Then we passed Ship's Mechanic Row, Market, Post Office, and Church Streets. I quickly found myself in the midst of the largest architectural display I'd ever seen. For a brief time, I forgot all about college and my cursed fate. While my uncle pointed out markets and dry goods stores, churches and opera houses, I was taking in the ornate cast-iron storefronts. I saw tapestries of raised and recessed bricks and stucco surfaces that sculpted the island's strong sun into light and shadow effects I'd never seen the likes of before. Then I noticed that all the buildings had slate roofs and asked Uncle Nate why. "Because of the great conflagration of 1885, he said. That fire left 40 blocks of the city in ashes and destroyed more than 400 homes. After that, Galveston outlawed wood shingles. Slate has worked pretty well so far." Ahead of us, in the middle of Rosenberg and Broadway, stood the new Texas Heroes Monument that had been erected just 4 months ago. The tall bronze statue of Victory pointed toward the bay and beyond, to the San Jacinto battlegrounds on the mainland. "A reminder," Uncle Nate said, "of all the men who fought and died in the Texas Revolution." We turned west at the monument, down an esplanade of palms and oleanders, live oak and Mexican dagger. Broadway was considered the spine of the island, the highest point between the Gulf on the south and the bay on the north, and all of it appeared to be a showplace for the wealthy. Palace-like homes draped in vines sat as much as 3 stories high atop raised basements. Behind trim jungles of fig, orange, and magnolia trees, I saw bay windows and cupolas, scrolled and spindled trim, wrap-around porches, and decorative iron gates, and all of it beat inside me like my own heart. I could tell Papa felt it too. He sat up straight, eyes wide, taking in every detail, too excited to keep still. His jaw twitched, his knee bounced, his fingers drummed against his leg, and it was right then I knew. I couldn't give up on what I wanted any more than he could. This concludes Chapter 1. Please be sure to join me for Chapter 2, which will start on page 13. Thank you.